Irie friends, welcome back to the channel. So today is March 22nd. We are so close to our last frost date of April 7th, which is really exciting. But in the meantime, we are going to take full advantage of this overcast day. Right now is around 59. Well, the high is supposed to be 59 degrees. Right now is around 50 degrees, and we have some peas to plant out. The peas have been hardening off for the past week and a half, 2 weeks, plus they are, just ready for planting out. They are fully accustomed to the outdoor wind, rain, sun, all of that good thing. So today we're actually going to plant them up for use of this trellis right here. We have garlic currently in both beds. We have the elephant garlic over here on my left, and we have the chestnut red over here on my right. So we are going to be planting 2 different varieties of peas, and if I'm not able to completely fill the space right here, I'm going to also just add some peas from seed and just direct sow them. So if you haven't started your peas indoors, you can still just go ahead and direct sow those peas outdoors around this time, or even like a week ago you could have had them going outside. These are the different varieties of peas that I started indoors. We have the regular just sugar snap peas, and I planted them in these recyclable trays. I think we got kiwi in this, and I thought they made the perfect depth for seed planting. Normally for your peas, if you're buying containers to sow them in, normally give you a taller container just to accommodate their long root growth. So I thought these worked perfectly. And then if you look at the bottom, you could see the roots starting to just poke out a bit. So I think the timing on this is perfect. I'm gonna actually find the exact date that I start these. I started them in the cold space as well, right in the sunroom, so no added heat. I don't even think I only used the heat mat to get them germinated. Once they were germinated, I went ahead and took them off of all heat source, so they didn't take any time to harden off as well because they're already accustomed to the cooler weather. Then we have the golden sweet in this tray here, and I like how full this one looks. I think I may go ahead and put one over on one side and the other one on another side, just so that I could compare the taste and see which one I really like best instead of mixing both varieties. I did the same thing for this peas, and I think this is also a sugar snap variety, but I started them in the basement and I left them in the basement, and they just grew like crazy. And then if I take these out, because the roots are just all together, so you could do something like this and look at the roots. They are just all over the place. You could tell that they outgrew this space pretty quickly, and now they're just trying to figure out where they're going. I'm definitely going to be planting the peas the same way next year because I think these are beautiful. Even the root system of the golden sweet, we have a little bit of turning going on here, trying to find where they need to go, but for the most part I think they are the perfect height. So definitely want to replicate this again for next year. So when it was raining, I went ahead and dropped some fertilizer, not only in my garlic beds, but in the spaces that I knew that I'll be using pretty quickly. You could already see the chunks of chicken poop already in this bed, and I'm just going to be taking the excess leaves and straw up out of the bed, and I'm just going to be throwing it in the walkway because I'll be doing a whole clearing out of the walkway maybe in a few days or so, so I'm not really worried about that. I'm just going to take my hand and create a burrow or furrow here. And this is where I'm going to line the sweet peas. And this one we're going to use the golden sweet peas. If I could pull them up gently, then that's, oh, that works perfectly. I'm going to just pull them up one by one or two by two, and I'm just going to lay them in the area. There's some shorter ones, as you could see here, and I'm pretty sure it's because the other ones got so tall that they weren't able to get some light in order to get a little larger. But I'm sure now that they'll have their little space that they will come up to size. And look how that pea just expands. See how large that is? And you can see how closely I planted these, and they will do really well planted just like that. And I'm just going to push them down a bit, making sure all the roots and the actual pea is covered just in that furrow. I don't know. Guys, which one is it? Is it burrow or furrow? I think it's furrow. All right, and then I'm going to take back that soil and I'm just going to cover back around it. Look, I found a tag. I'm just gonna cover back around it. Into this first. Now we have this one, which, my God. See, this would be great to just go ahead and plop in a pot and then put a trellis in it, because then you're done. But this is not good for what I'm trying to do here, and I'm sure a lot of these are gonna die. I don't even know what I'm trying at this point. You know what? Forget it. Forget it. What I'm gonna do instead, I'm going to take a packet of the regular sugar snap, and I'm going to just sow them at the base of these. Essentially, we're almost succession planting. Maybe this is like the perfect timing for doing that. So this may help me discover something. Let's see how well this works. Just gonna put that back down in there. going to at this point, I wish I had chickens so that I could feed them this. Gonna add back the mulch. I am going to be planting this sweet pea as well. This is a floral variety of sweet pea. It's called Bouquet Blend from Botanical Interest. This is supposed to have 8 feet vines, and it's supposed to be okay in full sun to part shade. And initially I was going to have both growing together just to get these pop of colors throughout the green of the sweet pea, but it's actually toxic to ingest. So I didn't want to accidentally ingest some of this toxic stuff. So I am going to be planting it separately in that front trellis that you see when we enter the garden. And I am hoping that it fully covers the arbor with the 8 feet, but who knows, but I think it'll be really beautiful. Thank you guys so much for joining me in planting out my seedlings and direct sowing some sweet peas. The only thing that I'm going to be doing is moving our dear Rudy Judy up by those peas that we just sowed so that she could guard them until they are large enough. Of course, I'll give you guys update as to how this planting and then putting some seed underneath goes. But until then, I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching me kind of figure out how I'm going to plant out some of these humongous seedlings. I did give up on the sugar snap peas, but I'm interested to see how well and how this succession planting of a plant and then putting a seed directly under goes. So that's going to be a little fun experiment. The last thing that I'm going to do is move our dear Rudy Judy up by where we direct sowed those sweet peas, and hopefully she's able to protect them until they get a little bit larger. But until then, I hope you guys are having a wonderful week and enjoying this beautiful weather. Irie up yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.